Hello, everyone. My name is George Schmidt. I want to welcome you all to our Healthy Home One Body Google Hangout with Sean Tylene and Michelle and myself. We are excited to be able to do this. Man, I'll tell you, this is cool. Here we are, Connecticut, Massachusetts. You guys are from Arizona, I guess? Yeah, so is that where you're at tonight?
Tonight we're in Arizona.
Yes.
It's a little bit warm.
I'm originally from Massachusetts, though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are from different parts of the country. I guess there could be people from all over the country on here tonight, which I would imagine there are because I'm sure there's a lot of the people we invited are from other states, so they'll be hopping on too. But yeah, guys, really excited about your products, about Healthy Home. We're gonna talk about, here we got the Flow, we got the Define. I just got these about a week and a half ago. I've been using them, and man, my knees are feeling a lot better too. So yeah, we're going to start off the as we do with all these. We're a company founded on faith, and Michelle, I'd like to ask you if you wouldn't mind doing opening in prayer before we start going any deeper.
Okay. Dear Father, we just thank you for this time, and we thank you for this opportunity to all come together, Father. We just ask you to open our hearts, our minds, bless the information that's going to be shared, touch us, Father. Allow this information to go from our head to our heart, and we just thank you that we even have this opportunity to do something so cool like this and share information with everybody across the country. And we pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, great. Well, guys, before I turn it over to Michelle and Sean and Tylene, I just want to touch on what we're doing here for the new people who are on just seeing this for the first time. I wish I could get a raise of hands out there because we really don't have a way of tracking that right now. But for the new people who haven't heard about any of this, my name is George Schmidt. I'm a founding member in Healthy Home Company. We started off as a pre-launch company about a year ago. We're a startup. We're just getting going. Amazing store-to-your-door products. These products that we're going to be talking about tonight are One Body products that Healthy Home just joined forces with One Body with Sean and Tylene here, and they're going to go into depth about their product line that they have, and we're going to familiarize you a little bit before that about Healthy Home. Healthy Home is a company that we're letting people know about the problem. There's a problem out there in our country where the chemical companies, they're not regulated. They've been duping us for the past 50, 60 years. They're not labeling their products. They don't put anything on them that let people know how dangerous they are, just as the tobacco industry was just regulated with the cigarette packs showing that they cause cancer and that they cause birth defects and all the same. So Healthy Home, we're starting a movement to let people know. We're just telling, we're not selling, we're letting you know that we have a solution to the problem. And what we like to do is invite people to take the toxic test. Take www.takethetoxictest.com. That will open the door into everything we're talking about here tonight. So I encourage you, if you haven't done that, to go take the toxic test. That's the problem. The solution is we're making people aware of the problem by giving them a solution to that, which is replacing products with affordable things, products that you're using every day. The products that you're using every day, you'll find in your house through the toxic test. You're going to find you have a toxic town most likely, and I did that a few months ago, and I was just amazed to find what is going on in my own home and what I'm putting on my skin as far as skincare products just blew my mind. So that's what the problem and the solution is. Healthy Home. Behind us is what we're all about. Sean and Tylene, One Body. Michele, I'm gonna turn it over to you because we will throw a lot of this stuff around in the next half an hour. So, Michele, you got front and center stage.
Well, thank you. I'm honored and I'm excited, and I just want to piggyback on what George was saying. And I had turned my home organic 6-7 years ago. I started with my food, and about 3 years into it realized that food wasn't enough. My products needed to be organic. And what I have found through the education of Healthy Home is that even though I was buying organic products, not all organic products are actually safe. I have a deodorant here in this home that I don't use, but I bring around and share with people that it has propylene glycol in it. Is that is one of the things you don't want in your product. So you need to get the education, and that's where Healthy Home stands apart from all other companies. They're really big on educating people, and that's what tonight's about. So I'm really excited that we get to be a part of this company and help change families one home at a time. And we are just so excited to introduce Sean and Tylene to you. I had the pleasure of speaking with Tylene on a phone call a couple weeks ago, and boy, the education I received. So we wanted to bring that education to everyone out there. So I'm going to ask them to share their hearts with you guys, and we'll just kind of go back and forth, and they're going to cover their products. And if there's anything we think that maybe you all want to know because we've heard some questions, we'll shoot those questions out at the end. So please, Sean and Tylene, we're so happy to have you. Take it away.
Hello, we're happy to be here.
Really excited to be here, and really just thankful to be here. You know, Michele and George, and anytime we have an opportunity to get in front of people and educate, we do so. And so we're super excited simply because when we were introduced to Healthy Home, the Healthy Home company, we found out basically they were an education company like us,
Yes.
right? And so as an education company, it just gave us an opportunity to reach more of the masses, as we have been doing for several years now, one person at a time,
Right.
just educating. You know, our story goes back, Tylene had taught me years ago, a long time ago, about digestive enzymes, plant-based enzymes, whole food supplements, and those types of things. And I was suffering from issues. I had arthritis in my hands, I had acid reflux, I had indigestion, and Tylene taught me through nutrients that our bodies tend to do some healing on their own, if you will. And so my issues really went away, and we just researched more and more. I certainly did. I lost my mom to colon cancer, and I wanted to be more preventative and to share with others the things that we can do. And so we're super excited because Healthy Home is just what a unique, cool thing that they've done by creating this membership buyers club, you know, where people can now afford toxic-free, safe products. And we've sent so many people to organic and natural stores over the years, and they're expensive, and they're not always easy to get to. They're not convenient.
Not convenient. You waste gas money.
And they certainly don't give us a little something for sitting in there either.
No, we'd have a lot of money with everybody we sent there.
But let's talk a little bit about what we do. I'll let Tylene go into the products. Our story is this. We work with plant-based whole food supplements that are safe for everybody, from pregnant moms to infants to elderly to everyone in between. We always get asked about our professional athletes. Yes, we do have a lot of professional athletes, NFL, NBA, NHL, Olympic athletes, collegiate athletes, and that's great. It lends credibility to what we do, but that's not what we set out to do. We just set out to educate the everyday person like us to know that there are better things that we can do nutrient-wise to help our health. So you want to talk about maybe flow first?
Yeah, definitely with nutrients. Flow is, that's our number one. I don't know if the camera can see it. Number one right there, flow. With children, yay, you get your flow. With children, adults, no matter who it is, everyone eats. And even if it's an infant, the infant's drinking formula. When it's an adult, they're eating everything. Steak, pizza, you name it, good food, bad food. The concept with flow is when something is cooked. So If you heat something over 116 to 118 degrees, that food, the enzymes in it are denatured. They're gone. That's what pasteurization is. So when you take, fresh living milk and then you heat it, it's now pasteurized, so it's heated, it's cooked. All the fresh living enzymes that were in that milk are now gone. And so it's the same thing with everything. Fresh squeezed orange juice, as soon as you heat it, all the living enzymes are gone out of it. And the whole thing is with fresh and living food, life gives life. And so when you bring in fresh and living food into your body, you're getting more life. And when, we're busy people, even when they're trying to eat healthy, will steam broccoli, they're going to cook their chicken, they're not going to eat it raw. You need to take flow with that meal is the whole concept. And if it's an infant, with formula, you're going to break open the capsule, put it in that formula, and then give it to the infant. We have a lot of people that will call us, colicky babies. Do you do anything for colicky babies? That would be the solution with a colicky baby. You would just open the capsule, put it in the formula, and then give it to the baby, and then you just watch how that baby is.
So yeah, let me jump in just for a minute. With flow and digestive enzymes, here's kind of the neat thing that Tylene had taught me originally. We all were born with our pancreas that has all these different digestive enzymes. And based on our parents, our grandparents, we all started out with a certain amount. So as an example, most of us have heard of someone being lactose intolerant. Mm-hmm. And all that means is someone ran out of the enzyme lactase. So I have one of my daughters, right? One of our daughters is lactose intolerant. That just means she ran out of the enzyme lactase, and her body will no longer break down milk sugars.
Right.
And so I'm not lactose intolerant, but she started out more deficient. And so now with flow, if she chooses to have milk or cheese or ice cream and some of these tasty things, now she can break them down and not have that discomfort. So it really comes back to our digestive enzymes that we were born with, and we start to deplete those over time based on what we're eating, etc. But a key component is how much did we start with in the first place?
Right. That's why we're seeing so much disease today amongst our youth, because they're actually starting off with less. So their enzyme bank account starts off with a deficiency. I'm 45, Sean's 50. When we were younger, in high school, I didn't know anybody with diabetes, with anything. And then every year there's some new disease, restless leg syndrome. If you're my age, you've never heard of that. And they have to create a disease to then create a drug to sell you. And that is the bottom line. Like, if you come to me, as far as I'm concerned, there is no arthritis. What it is if you tell me, oh, my hands hurt, my feet hurt, which is when I met Sean, what he was complaining about, and he's like, I have arthritis. I'm like, no, you don't. You just have the inability to digest your proteins 100%. And the same thing with fats. They had done a study with obese people, and they were very low on amylase levels and lipase levels. Amylase digests your carbs, and then lipase digests your fats. So, hello, that makes sense. And same thing with sugars. You want to process your sugars. Think of all the diseases that have to do with sugars. Think of all the diseases that have to do with fats. Think of all the diseases that have to do with proteins. And so what I do is I just, listen to people and what they're complaining about, and I take it all the way back. Instead of saying, finding a cure for something, let's find the cause. What was the cause of it? And it inevitably always goes back to something that they weren't processing originally. And sometimes they can even remember that year. Like, I was able to do whatever I wanted until I was 20, or I kind of was able to do whatever I wanted until I was 15. And so it happens to people at different ages where their body starts breaking down. And so flow is a key component to getting all of the plant enzymes you need. Very important that you know that they're plant enzymes. Mm-hmm. They're not animal enzymes. And then the other component in flow is a probiotic. But it's a maintenance supply. So you'll be like, oh, there isn't a lot of probiotics in here. That's because we weren't meant to have a lot at one time unless we were ill or something. You're supposed to get a maintenance supply. Back in the day, you'd pick a carrot out of the garden, and there'd be soil organisms on that carrot, and you just eat it. Nowadays, everything's processed, and we don't have that environment anymore where you're getting garden food and natural organisms, which are probiotics. So this is going to have your maintenance supply of probiotics that you will get with every single meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
And speaking of every single meal, so every time you eat something, or we eat something cooked or processed, right when we're about to eat, we take our flow. You can't take too many. The way we gauge it is kind of, well, we know so much of the research. We take a bunch. We take about 3, 4 with everything we eat. If it's a bigger meal, a heavier meal, we make sure we take a lot.
You'll know.
You'll know how your body feels, and if it's something smaller, a smaller meal, you could take that one flow or 2, whatever works for you.
And if it's fresh and living, like an apple, banana, fresh broccoli, carrots, whatever it is fresh and living, people will ask me, what about proteins? A protein example would be like sashimi, sliced, salmon or something at a sushi restaurant would be considered raw. Then you do not need the enzymes. Enzymes are already present in all raw food. You need it when you're eating all the cooked and processed. Our pancreases were never meant to have this much cooked and processed foods. We're eating far too much cooked and processed foods. And then the types of cooked and processed foods is the thing too. So you can never take too much flow. We're spending a lot of time on flow because we have a digestive enzyme component in all of the products. So when you look at, Flex and Define and Escalate, you'll go, oh, well, there's some enzymes in there. The enzymes that are in there are just enough to digest what's in that specific capsule. So the nutrients that are like in Flex, you'll see like MSM, chondroitin, glucosamine, some nutrients you may be familiar with. What's different is the enzyme delivery system is going to ensure that it gets to you at the cellular level so it can actually be distributed. So if you're going, in the case of Flex, which is for joints, if you're going in for shoulder, you have shoulder issues and you're doing therapy on your shoulder, or you're going to work out, or you have knee issues, ankle issues, back issues, whatever it is.
Whatever the issue is.
Whatever the issue is. It's for joints and mobility. It's going to make sure that the nutrients are getting delivered. Like Sean and I take 2 of the Flex before and after a workout. If you're not working out at all, you could take 2 in the morning, 2 at night. Once again, super, super safe. And as you know your body more, you'll know which products to take and when to take them.
I think it's like with Flex, like Tylene, we always talk about people don't understand that it's okay to feel 100%. We kind of forget what it feels like to feel 100%. And as we age and over time and based on what our life was like, we stop feeling 100%. And so that's really, Flex is a big part of that. Flow, yes. Of course, digesting everything, and then Flex with really any joint that's going on. And it's not about people who just work out. It's just, maybe it's just going up the stairs. It's, driving in the car and you get up and you're stiff or whatever it is. So it's an amazing product.
Yeah, and for vanity, for skin and hair, you'll learn that it's for skin and hair because it has a collagen repair component to it. So for vanity reasons, even just take it because it'll help with your skin and your hair.
Wow.
How about Define? You want to touch on Define?
So Define would be more, I don't know, my camera, woo, Define. More specifically created when we formulated it for weight loss. And so flow is naturally going to help you lose weight. That's just kind of a side effect.
Yes, I love our side effects. Okay, so our side effects for flow. You're going to lose some weight. You're going to lose that tummy. You're going to probably go to the bathroom a little more regular. You're going to get energy from your food. You're not going to feel bloated and gassy when you eat. We don't preach weight loss. We preach a healthy lifestyle. It's not your body will do what it does. You need to move around and do something.
Right.
But you want to digest. Everything in the body starts with digestion. Everything. And that's what we focus on. So we start with flow, and just some really fun things start to happen.
You'll all get, as you start sharing the products with everyone, you will get unsolicited testimonials. My Facebook is like blowing up with, oh my gosh, it changed my life, it changed my brother's life. This already, I've been getting that for years, but now I'm getting it from healthy home people, and that's why I do what I do, because it's so moving that you can change someone's life with one product.
And we haven't even touched on any digestive issues. It's so wonderful for those. But we talked a little bit about Flex.
Yeah, so Define for weight management as well. So I take it, once you're at the weight that you want to be, you can just take it to maintain weight. So I take like 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. If you're trying to lose more weight, you can do 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. It's also very, very safe. Kids can take this if they're already starting to gain too much weight, but I always start with children taking Flow because nothing else matters. So no matter what anyone complains to you about, I don't care what it is, if they're not digesting their food, that's the main thing we do. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, drinks, 30 days in a month, 31 days in some months. That's a lot of pressure on the body. And if you're not processing your food, weight loss, joint, nothing else matters. So I always start with Flow, and everything else is secondary. So just always keep that in mind when you say, well, could a kid take it? Could this one take it? Elderly take it? Yes, but make sure they're taking Flow first, and then you complement it with the Define. And you can, just, it has lipase in it, which is an enzyme. It's also in Flow. So you're not adding to the fat pile. So if you already have fat on you, when you're taking Flow, it doesn't add to the fat pile. Once you already have a little pile of fat here and there, wherever you want to lose it, that's what this is going to help with. And it has some great ingredients you can just read about. And then I always tell people, don't believe Sean, don't believe me, do your own research. There's a ton of really good information out there. A lot of these ingredients have been, we created this back in 2006, so we knew this long before anyone else was ever talking about it, but now it's Dr. Oz and this one and that one. So when you take the time and look at some of these ingredients, you'll see all this amazing research on it that everyone's talking about now that we've known about for years. Escalate, very similar when you look at the ingredients, very similar to Define, but gives you a little bit of a different feeling. You have this wonderful energy, and it's a lot of brain nutrients, really, really good brain nutrients.
A lot of people call it their happy pill, their good mood pill.
It's definitely a happy pill.
Yeah, I love it. It's so, your clarity, the vitamin B in here is so good, and it's delivered with the enzymes. It's just an amazing product. I mean, you feel good, you feel like accomplishing things, you feel like doing stuff. I take 2 in the morning, I take 1 in the afternoon. Students love it, athletes love it, anyone loves it. I mean, it's very interesting what the body will do when given these nutrients in our mind. I mean, it's something special.
It's why some people will need more Escalate than others. I have so much energy, it's crazy. I always tell everyone, I created Escalate so everyone can keep up with me. But I only need like 1 in the morning. So a bottle may last me a while.
And
there's no jitters. There's
because it's not
that.
A stimulant. No. It's not a caffeine. It's not a stimulant.
He may need 6 a day to keep up with me.
Wow. And I have a ton of energy.
And he does, but he works a lot too. He's busy boy.
But no, it's a safe product. It's a great product, and they all work with the enzyme delivery system. We source our nutrients, the highest grades you can source. We manufacture everything here in the U.S. It's a long process. We have lots of products, more to come to Healthy Home in the future. We're super excited about those. But I don't know, Michele, is there, George, any specific questions that we could help you guys with now?
Yeah, I have a question. Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah.
Okay. What's all that stuff behind you?
Oh, well, we're supporting. I was going to put the neroli mist on my face so I could calm down.
Yeah, I saw it peeking out behind your shoulders.
Oh, yeah, I did a little fresh before I got started.
Yeah.
I have it all. We got the hand sanitizer, the toothpaste. We're all in.
We're all in. We love it.
Yeah, baby. We're all in. All of us. We're
all in.
Yeah,
we're stacking it. We're loading up our shelves, aren't we?
Well, what's funny is we were using things that, we thought were healthy, and I study this stuff all the time, and a lot of times you just want to trust, so you run into Whole Foods and you're like, oh, this looks green, it looks good. And there's actually something called greenwashing, where something says like organics, or they'll name it the right things, kind of say the right things. When you dig deeper and you read the ingredients,
right,
they're not green, they're not organic, they're not anything. Like we were paying more money for toxic stuff is really what we were doing. And once we looked at EWG.org, the Environmental Working Group, Skin Deep, that's a really good app for people to get. It enlightened us, and we already thought we were doing everything really good. And so, yeah, we're all in. So we get everything.
We weren't only duped, we were double duped. Yeah. We were paying even more.
Yeah, I'll tell you. One thing that, and I'm gonna let Michele interview you guys a little, but one one thing that I was just amazed to find out not too long ago was about non-toxic and what that really means. And yeah, the LD50 test with the animal testing, and how our government actually is allowing these chemical companies to put these non-toxic labels on when 49% of the animals are allowed to die in those tests. It's just, it's sickening. And I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be going over down in Orlando in another week. So I guess you guys will be down there as well. So it's going to be exciting to get to finally meet you. But Michele, yeah, I guess if you have a few things you want to touch on with Sean and Tylene.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One of the questions that I know I asked Tylene and that other people have been asking is children and focus issues. So you had explained to me how to help that. Could you explain that to our audience?
So it's not that Escalate isn't safe for kids to take. They can. However, I always suggest that they don't, because this usually isn't the issue. They are probably depleted in some of these nutrients. It's usually their food. So you always start with flow to make sure that they're digesting the food that they're eating. That's going to be a big thing. The other main component is all the white stuff. The white flour, the white sugar, and this is hidden in everything. Your Gatorades, the things that you think you're doing okay for people, for your children, loaded with things that create the attention deficit, and then also the hyperactivity. And I think we need to look at that first instead of quickly grabbing something to Band-Aid the issue. It's usually always the food. You start with the food. Even with people with autism, they've done some amazing research, and it's the white flour. Get that out of the diet. Take flow. Make sure they're digesting their food so they're getting all the nutrients out of their food to feed their brain. And then assess the situation a month, 2 months down the road once you've eliminated some of these toxic things. And that's just basic food. If we get into soda and things like that, you and I probably talked a little bit about that. That would definitely be something you would get them off of.
I mean, and they're already eating pretty good and clean and taking flow. Absolutely, let them try.
Yeah, like my kids. Absolutely. My kids ask me for this because they do better on their math tests. So.
Yeah, the focus. I can't express enough good things about Escalate. I mean, the focus. I think we originally were creating this for ADD.
Yeah, if you read all the nutrients, really good brain stimulant nutrients to make sure the neurotransmitters are working correctly, to just feed the body the nutrients it needs. If you're looking for the type of people that need this, it's definitely students, anyone who needs to stay awake, stay focused, which is key, and still be on point, and still be able to sleep is another thing. All those drinks that they do and whatever, it's killing their adrenal glands. So this is a huge product to get them off of those fake stimulants. You always want to create whatever it is you're looking for, whether it's the weight loss or joint, freedom, mobility. You want to look at giving the body nutrients. You're never drug deficient, ever. You're always nutrient deficient. So always ask yourself, did I get enough sleep? Have I had enough water? What nutrient could I be missing? And you fill those components. The body's incredible. I mean, we've seen some amazing things. So once you give the body the nutrients it needs, it heals itself.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I just have to say something here. Isn't it amazing how what we've got now, going back towards what you were saying a few seconds ago, is, ADHD, autism, you guys have things that can help the kids that have that problem, or even adults. I know my sister, she's a year younger than I am. I hope she's not watching this tonight, but we always said, oh, she's got ADHD, she's got ADHD. We blame our inability to be attentive on that. So, you guys have come up with products that can help people that already have those issues, but, behind you, what you have is products that we're going to be able to get out to the masses to prevent this from even happening. So, you know, with our toxic test, I got to reiterate that and go back a minute. The toxic test is opening the door to this big problem that we have in our country. The products that we can store to our door, products that we can line up our shelves with and just be able to pick and choose what we want to replace our products with. Yeah, it's just exciting to me. I love it. I'm excited about all this. It's just all coming together so nicely.
Definitely. Now, I know, Sean, you were going to hit on a couple of those products for us. Can you do that before we end the call?
Which ones?
On a couple of our healthy home ones.
He has lots of favorites.
I love a lot of them. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Which one's that one?
The one we fight over. If he's
The
traveling
toothpaste.
And he takes my toothpaste, so we just stocked up on a bunch of toothpaste.
I love the toothpaste. Where's the well, we're out in California and Arizona a lot, so I love the sunscreen. It's safe. It works. That's a big deal to us. The toothpaste, as we said, what do you got there?
This is the hand sanitizer. We actually had a whole conversation with somebody at lunch today about hand sanitizers, and they were shocked to find out what they even are, you know, like what's in them. And so these are great. We bought a bunch of the little ones just so we could share them with people a lot easier. So I keep them in my purse and just give them to someone so they know.
You know the hair gel, the Renew. I'm using it.
I've been using it. Look at how long.
I love that stuff.
Filling in my hair and the front and back. I was in a home last night and speaking about healthy home and one body, and this gal said, I've been taking this. Her name's Penny.
Yeah, Penny.
Been taking this, using the Renew for a few months, and she goes, it's not just for men. Let me tell you what. And she said, my hair's not breaking off, and all these things. And boy, she was super excited about Renew.
Yeah, the hairdressers are going to love that. They get them back fast.
And then G-Force. I don't know if you've never tried it. You need to research glutathione. I mean, with me knowing like the nutrition aspect, it's sold through Healthy Home as anti-aging, so of course I bathe my face in it at night. But I also rub it on my liver. It's huge for that. Just take some time and do your own research. People spend $900 to do injections for this, so this is priceless stuff. She created an amazing product.
I don't know. The last thing I'd share is we love a bunch of these products. Tylene mentioned the sanitizer. You know, we just had our 5th grandchild, and it really bothered me. I walked this just a couple months ago, going to the hospital, and now I'm going to go get to hold the new grandson for the first time. But wait, Sean, you got to use this sanitizer stuff here hanging on the wall. And I was like, well, wait a minute. So you want me to put that dangerous chemical, toxic stuff on my hands, and now I'm going to go hold this precious new little life? It's just, isn't that backwards? Does that make any sense? It's so goofy. So that's why we're most excited. We love One Body. We love our products, but man, we love Healthy Home. We love the products, how toxic-free they are. I mean, the research is done, and people just need to know. Everyone's got to just wake up and really look at what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think that we covered a lot in this quick half-hour time frame here. I know you guys have another call to get back on, to get onto at 9. So I don't know if Michelle, if you have any other questions for him, go ahead, shoot.
I actually want to thank them, and I want to let them know how excited that we are that Healthy Home decided to partner with you guys, because you really embody the education side of it, and that's really important to me, and I think that's what's missing in this country. With people, like you said, with greenwashing, people are going and buying products which they think are good, and they are not, and this company is doing an amazing job of getting out there and educating people, and you guys are a piece of that, and we are just blessed and honored that you joined us tonight. Thank you for the education. Looking forward to seeing you in Orlando, and anybody who hasn't booked their ticket needs to join us there, because this was just a snippet of what you're going to learn from Sean and Tylene. We're going to really get a big education down there. So join us. Definitely join us. And then the one other tidbit, glutathione, Google glutathione and whatever your issue is. So if it's glutathione and stroke, glutathione and high blood pressure, Google it, do your own research, and see how amazing that product is. And that's all I have, George.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll end the Google Hangout. It's been a pleasure, you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing and meeting you guys in another week and a half. And good luck with your next Google Hangout. And I hope everybody gets on like this one. I'm hoping did. So I'm gonna just stop the broadcast and healthy home, baby. Flow, yeah.
Thanks again.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.